first? No way.
All right, we're getting there. It's loading up as we speak. All right. We are good. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 24 of the Gamerish podcast for October 15th. I'm your host, Big E, for the first part of this week's pod. This is broadcasted live every Thursday night where the members of Gamerish get together and discuss the hottest news in gaming, comics, movies, and whatever else we choose to talk about. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube page. We have a bunch of shows that you might like. Plus, there are new shows and pods on the way. So hit the bell to receive notifications for when those new shows drop. Since we are live, please join our live chat. Feel free to interact with whatever we are talking about, and we will respond on the air. So this week, Andre is off, but let me introduce my esteemed colleagues for tonight's show, and then they will tell us what they've been playing. Felice, why don't you go first?
Hi.
Say hello, and what are you playing?
I am playing a couple of games, but I want to say I went back to Destiny. Dear God. And it's difficult because the game is nothing like I remember. I just recently also downloaded Survivalist on the Switch so I can play with my friends, which I haven't started playing yet. And I've downloaded the most I can't even say the word out loud, but it's the ghost game on Steam.
I was trying. I love that game. We gotta do it.
How do you say the word?
Phantasmagoria.
Phantasmagoria.
You're awesome, Mike.
Actually means
no, I'm not,
ghost.
because I can't play it. I don't have PC. That's the only reason why I know the name, because I can't have it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's sad.
And also, I know you didn't ask, but I'm wearing my Gamerish t-shirt with my own name on it. That's it.
All right, Freddie, say hello. What are you playing?
What's up, everybody? I'm playing right now the same game Felice was playing. It's pretty much like a ghost adventure game. You hunt ghosts, you have all these equipment, and it's so immersive, especially with you have headphones on. It's the scariest game. I've been playing Among Us with my wife still, Risk of Rain 2. So just those three games mostly.
All right, and Mike, say hello. What are you playing?
Hello, everyone. Captain BD. So last week I left out a game that I was playing more than anything else, and that's Animal Crossing. So I've been playing the shit out of Animal Crossing every single day. So not really playing it, not putting a lot of time into it. But I go in each day, get my little DIYs, buy my candy, see what person is on my island that I can buy shit from. I've also been playing Destiny, so I was grinding it out today. Felice, what's your light level?
Low.
Okay. So mine's low too. I'm at 10 right now.
He wants to play with me because he said his kid doesn't want to play with me anymore because he's helping him level up, so it's like a chore. So he said he'll play with me, so I'm low. I can't play the Crucible for shit. Legit.
I'm 1020. Yeah, you shouldn't play Crucible unless you got
10, that's 4 digits. I'm in 3 digits. 3 digits.
So yeah, what we should do, not Crucible, we should be doing that Haunted Forest.
Yes, there's emoji. No, something.
Well, there's masks. Well, yeah, there is
I wore a mask,
one.
and it was weird. It was creepy because it was the main dude's face, the dude with the black guy's voice. It's his face.
So
I downloaded it because you keep asking. So
I've been playing Destiny. Eric and I were both playing Vampire. So I beat that this week.
You beat it?
I have not beat that yet.
How many hours?
Probably 20.
That's it?
I paid for
that
game.
I've played it. I've played it a couple times, Freddie. I played it when it launched a couple years ago. I made it to chapter 5, and then when it came out a year ago, I played it again on what was it, Game Pass? I made it to chapter 5 again. So I knew what to do, and plus this time I took it on
that makes sense,
baby mode, story mode. So yeah, I flew through.
Felice, did you have something to say?
No, I said that makes sense. That makes sense.
I was gonna say, what's the catch on that game? I know you guys are playing it, and you could probably talk more about it in your separate video. But like a two sentence, like what's the hook on it?
It's a vampire that obviously, but he's also a doctor. He happens to be a blood transfusion specialist. He's a blood specialist, and basically he's got to save London from the Spanish flu. That's what they think it is the Spanish flu, but that keeps getting crazier and crazier.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say the hook is the story. I mean, the story is amazing. I mean, it's good enough that it could be adapted, which is what Mike and I talked about on our last episode of Nick and the Hick. But yeah, it's I'm pretty. Yeah, the story's a hook, and yeah, it really sucks you in, But like we said on the Nick and the Hick, it's an unfinished game. Definitely an unfinished game.
Yeah, not polished. It lacks a lot of polish.
Yeah, it lacks a lot of polish. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sorry, Felice, go on.
No, you were talking. Go ahead. I thought you were done, but go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that it's a 7 game, but polished. It could have been a 9. It definitely could have been a 9.
So, Felice, are you playing? Tell me why, right?
I started to play it. I have not actually played it. I fell asleep when it was loading.
So this game, Vampire, is an action RPG.
Yeah.
You are a vampire. You're sucking blood. You're fighting. There's definitely a lot of combat in it. There's a lot of RPG elements. But what Eric's talking about, the story, it's made from Don't Nod. So that's the
same people.
Yep, same people from that tell great stories.
I think about this game. Okay, for me, I purchased it day one. It was one of the several games that I purchased day one, which I'm gonna stop doing soon after I buy my Xbox and my PlayStation 5. But no, for me, growing up, like I love Blood, the series. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a PC game. Not important. But when I had a MySpace, my whole background was that game. Well, the screen, because we used to code when we were younger, even though we don't know how to code as much anymore. So I love vampire stuff. I love all the mystical elements and shit like that. So for me, this game, I was waiting for it, and I ramped that shit up so much before it came out. When it came out, it had so many glitches in it because it was for PS5, I think, only PS4 only at first, or maybe it's for Xbox. But
I bought an Xbox one day one.
Okay, so I don't know, but I bought it for PlayStation, and it just disappointed me. And it's literally vampire is the story is like any story literally of a vampire brooding that doesn't want to be a vampire. That's literally what this game is.
It's more than that. It's a lot more than that. I mean, I understand why you would think that, but there's a lot of different layers to the story because it's more.
There are a lot of layers.
Because it's also about like a vampire hierarchy, and
but the guy's main issues. He's got that same story as he doesn't necessarily want to be a vampire, but he has to feed.
Yeah,
and you can choose, which I like best. You can choose whether or not you're gonna be a good guy or a bad guy. You can choose if you're gonna be forgiving to people or if you're gonna just murder everybody. So that aspect is just humanity, I think, and that's why I said the story isn't as old as time. That's what I'm gonna say. As old as time. It's the vampire that's broody who can't figure out his feelings about shit because he's not for you guys, but he's a dude, and so he can't manage his expectations of the world, and he thinks the only way he can do things is a certain way. And then I don't want to spoil it, but he's got.
It's an old game.
Some familial, huh? I can spoil it.
Pretty.
Yeah, you can spoil it.
Yeah. And his sister is a fucking bitch. And my dude, can you not? And then this. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm over here. All right,
so I remember playing a little bit of this, and I remember the combat being very not the best. Has that changed? It's okay, right? It feels clunky.
No, it's okay. You just gotta.
Combat's pretty good. You just gotta get into it.
You gotta level up and choose the right things.
Right.
Find one. You gotta let it breathe. You gotta let that shit breathe.
Which I liked a lot.
The locking system can be better.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yo, one thing I forgot to say on our show is that if you did do a TV show, you should, you could do it like choose your own adventure kind of thing, where like
favorite.
People could like if he was coming down a crossroads where he thought about killing one of the other supporting
I want to
characters.
murder everybody.
That people could choose whether or not he murdered one of the other supporting characters. I think that would be a good hook. Yo, Andre just commented before. Felice, are you wearing elvish ears?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to be like a soup.
Are your ears extra pointy? Were you born with some sort of ailment?
Yeah. Because
yo, Freddie, those are my ears, rude ass.
I don't have the teeth glue, so I couldn't put them in.
He commented. He made our Lord of the Rings reference. I thought he was just yelling out Lord of the Rings character names, but then I realized you were wearing the ears. So.
Yes.
All right, so let's get into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is the Monster Hunter movie trailer. So there was a Monster Hunter movie trailer. It's starring Mila Jovovich, Megan Good, and Tony Jaa from the
T.I.
T.I. you mean?
Come on.
Oh yeah, T.I.
You know your name.
And but I mean those other names are probably more important than T.I. No?
Did you call T.I. Tony Jaa?
T.I. is the best.
Tony Jaa's in it. Tony Jaa's in it.
Okay.
That's his name?
From Ong Bak.
Ong Bak and Protector?
Yeah.
Hey, them elbows, bro. Those bows.
I left out T.I. because, like I said, those are the names.
Tony was T.I., but I get it now.
No. Tony Jaa is a martial artist.
Was he the guy with the bow and arrow in the trailer?
Yes.
Okay.
He's in a.
He's in a lot of good stuff.
Thai movies. So, what did you guys think? Felice, we'll start with you. What did you think?
It looked like Resident Evil in every other movie. Stop. I got a lot of opinions about this. It looked like every movie that she's ever been in that's beautifully created. Story-wise, will I watch it for that? I probably will. I don't like the TIs in it because it downgrades the movie for me a bit.
Really?
Huh? Yes. Not that it downgrades the movie for me because I have to speak my words. I don't like him.
That's fine.
But beyond that, I love Mila, and I feel like it's I'm gonna watch it because it's Monster Hunter, and I want to see if there's a Palico, and I want to know what they dress him like, and I want to know if I can buy that outfit for my dog. That's where I'm at.
All right, Mike, what did you think of the trailer?
I'm not interested in this movie in the slightest. I don't like the game. I don't like the game.
Don't say that. You're hurting my
Look, the game, okay? Check this out. So you're fighting monsters, big, huge monsters, okay? You know what the monsters do to deserve this in this video game?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay,
they didn't burn down your village. They didn't attack your parents and make you an orphan. You are seriously killing them for fucking boots.
I mean,
no, you're eating them too.
How is that different from what we do as humans?
I know. Let's say that's like what people do now. But
I don't like the game.
I'm sorry, Mike. Continue.
And I really don't like the game. It takes 3 hours to beat a monster. Like I want to swing myself in 3 hours fighting a fucking dragon.
So Dragon Ball Z.
You gotta play with me and Dre. We had a lot of fun with that game.
And then if you hit them the wrong way, you don't even get the shit that you want. You know what I mean? Garbage. And the movie doesn't look good. It looks like they're gonna do a video game movie. It looks like a video game movie in the bad way.
No better than Mortal Kombat.
No better than the Resident Evils that she's been in. You know, I agree. It looks like
that. Resident Evil movies. I love her. I will support.
The last couple of Resident Evil movies I like, but it's not because I think they portrayed the video games well. It's just that they were entertaining.
Mike, did you notice that between the first couple movies and there was a lull in between, and then the last movie, the production value was different?
Yeah, it was better. It was better. I thought the monsters were better. They kind of looked a little bit more like Resident Evil 4, you know?
Yeah.
You talking about Resident Evil?
Yeah, Resident Evil. The
production value did get better towards
it
the end.
changed. It was
They
like
started
good
making
at
money.
first, like they had production, they had money, and then it lulled in the middle, and I was like, "Who's paying for this? Is it Mila's money?" And then at the end, it was like not the last one ish was like the production value. Everything looked nicer.
Yeah, it did. But
The
so
pre-show
so
sucked, though.
that's my take on it, Eric. I watched the preview and I'm not going to be into it. I'm not into the game, and it doesn't look like it's going to serve a lot of justice to some video games.
Freddie, what about you? So you're a fan of the video games, I'm assuming.
Yes. More recently, I never played the OG Monster Hunters. I played the new one. I probably like 100 hours into that game. I played the crap out of that game. If they don't take if the movie isn't seriously and they have fun with it and like they know it's stupid, it's a fun movie. But the tone of that trailer is very serious, and it's like making me worried that they're like
it's like G.I. Joe.
They're not like it's a video game and it's ridiculous stuff. Like have fun with it, but like they're taking it too seriously, and I think that they're missing the point of Monster Hunter.
Yeah, they're like making it Land of the Lost meets freaking Monster Hunter.
Oh my gosh, that's perfectly said. It did feel like that. Land of the Lost? Shit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I've never played the Monster Hunter games, but watching the trailer made me think this is not going to be a good adaptation at all.
That's not a good
It's funny that everyone is mentioning Resident Evil, not only because Mila Jovovich starred in those movies, but the director of Monster Hunter, Paul W.S. Anderson, who is Mila Jovovich's husband, also wrote and directed most of the Resident Evil movies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, seriously? So we need to like put a hit on her husband?
Yeah. So he directed 3 or 4 of them, but he wrote all of them. And it's funny, Felice, because he also directed Mortal Kombat. So he really is not a good video game movie director.
All right, wait. Felice, why don't you like Mortal Kombat?
I didn't say
Annihilation's
Mortal
horrible.
Kombat. I said that Mortal Kombat is trash.
Okay, compared to what though?
I still like trash. Clearly.
All right, so I think the worst. Felice, what's your worst? What's the worst video game movie to you?
Ooh.
Oh, I saw a commercial of the DBZ thing, and I was like, not doing it. I saw a commercial of the Airbender thing, I was like, not doing it.
It has to be Dragon Ball Z, but that's not a video game. But I think it has to be the Super Mario Brothers movie, right?
Wait,
I'd say Double Dragon.
You remember that?
Double Dragon.
Double Dragon?
No.
I don't remember Double Dragon.
The Bowser's head. Why do I think of like certain people are in
Street Fighter?
Office?
You said Double Dragon? Let me look it up.
Double Dragon's worse.
Double Dragon's bad.
I don't even remember seeing that movie.
Yeah, no.
Fuck,
You're
did
lucky.
I see that? I'm pretty sure.
You are lucky.
It's Scott Baio, isn't it? Yeah,
No,
Scott Baio
it's Scott Wolf.
Scott Wolf, that's right.
The chairman of the what's it called? Iron Chef America.
Yeah, wasn't.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing the trailer right now.
The blonde guy, wasn't he also in Payback? Mel Gibson, wasn't that guy?
Let's not talk about Mel Gibson right now.
I don't know, but Robert, the T-1000 is the bad guy.
Okay.
And
Horrible
Alyssa Milano's in it. Alyssa Milano's in it.
Yep.
So I saw it. If Alyssa Milano's in it, I've definitely seen it.
There's no what's it called? The game's not in it at all. It's not really.
I feel like still Mortal Kombat is the worst.
No, Mortal Kombat is awesome.
maybe is the best. The first Mortal Kombat's the shit.
That theme song saves that movie. Da, 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 da. Like that Mortal Kombat theme, like it saves it, man. Like every time that comes on in the background.
Stop, Freddie. Were you born after the 80s? Yeah, you were.
I'm 89.
No,
yeah,
you
he's
don't
89.
count. You don't count. So, continuing.
What do you mean I don't count? What the
What were you guys saying? I mean, you haven't even played Resident Evil, so let's not go there. Continue.
Well, Resident Evil is garbage. It's the same game over and over again.
Oh no!
Continue, guys. He's hurting my heart. Continue. What's
the gaming community just sighed. They all.
You lucky I can't mute you, Freddie.
No, my favorite Resident Evil is Resident Evil 4. So that's I don't know. That's my favorite.
That was the first one you got to play because you were old enough to play it. Continue, guys.
Andre
How old are
just
you
wrote
guys?
No. Andre
I'm
just
not that
wrote
much
no.
older than you.
Resident Evil is the same as Mario. It's the same thing. Castle, zombies,
No,
puzzles.
Mario
It's the same
was
game.
created when I was born. The
See,
year
the
of
thing
my
is,
birth is saying.
it was a completely different game before
Thank
4.
you, Mike.
It was a totally different game.
Thank you,
The
Mike.
whole gameplay of it's totally different.
I'm done with you.
1, 2, and
Yeah, it
3,
was.
and
I'm
then
just
4
saying,
changed it
after
completely. So then 4, 5, and 6 are quite a bit alike. But then you go in 7. Now it's first person. It's a
Do you
completely
know
different
why?
game again. It's
Do
been
you know
through
reason why
3.
4 is good?
complete
Is
reiteration.
because of the other thing. The dude that kept quitting all of his jobs because he didn't like the scuff with people. Kojima. No, fuck, it's not Kojima.
What was it, Kojima?
Never mind. Ignore what I just
Kojima was
said.
kind of fired. I don't know if he really quit.
Don't talk about him.
That was just another hot take by Freddie G.
Yeah, seriously. All right. So next we're gonna talk about something that Freddie loves: casting news. He loves casting news.
Get it, Freddie.
So we'll make sure he's the first one we ask. So this is about Spider-Man 3. So Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. There's rumors that they were gonna be in Spider-Man 3. The article says they're now confirmed, but I would use the confirmed with a grain of salt because a lot of the major media outlets hadn't been talking about it. But today, I believe it was today, we got a confirmation from Sony saying that it was just a rumor and Sony was debunking it, that it wasn't true that Maguire and Garfield were not going to be in Spider-Man 3. But I don't believe that either. What,
wasn't
Felice?
true that they were not, or it wasn't true that they
It's
are?
not true that they were.
Sony said no.
Rumored to be in the movie. It's not true that they were going to be in the movie at all. It's not true. They're squashing the rumors, but I don't believe Sony either because companies. I don't know if anyone knows this, but companies lie. Yeah.
What?
So. Yeah. So
get right out of town.
A lot of revelations in this episode. Freddie hates Resident Evil and corporations lie. I hate to break it to you.
Resident Evil Corporation did lie, though, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. It all connects, guys. I'm telling you.
That connection. Love it. But
he works for the corporation. That's what got
whether or not these rumors are true, I wanted to touch up on what Freddie said last week. And that, do you believe, let's live in a world right now where Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to be in the movie. Do you now believe that this movie just has way too much going into it? Mike, what do you think?
No, it's Marvel. They can handle that. Endgame, Infinity War.
Do you believe? What do you believe? Do you believe that they are going to be in the movie, or that you believe Sony when they say no, they're not going to be in the movie?
I thought it was pretty awesome of news to begin with, maybe too awesome, too extraordinary. So I'm kind of leaning towards Sony saying no, it's not. I still hope it is, and I wouldn't put it past Sony to be blowing smoke up our ass now.
Of course,
since everything's been delayed and they want to get more ducats for when that movie does come out. So the more that they can keep under wraps, really, it's going to be the better for them, I think.
Agreed.
But yes, I believe Marvel, the MCU can handle all of the actors, all of the characters, and they can write a good story.
Freddie, what do you think? We're, like I said, piggybacking what you said last week.
I got a question for you to clarify. Is it Sony or is it Marvel who's in charge of this project?
It's Marvel.
I was asking that question too. I'm gonna ask you.
It's both.
So because I know Sony has the license of Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
So is Sony just giving them the license of?
Yeah.
So the Marvel.
They're renting it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a Marvel movie with Sony license.
Correct.
Okay.
Marvel movie, Sony's getting paid.
Yes, they need to. Yeah. It's the story of that Spider-Man license is crazy. You guys should read up on it, how much they sold it for and how much is it worth now. It's crazy.
Yeah, because Marvel was really desperate.
Yeah.
The whole reason that the MCU is created is because they had to sell off their best asset, which was Spider-Man. Before that, nobody really.
Yeah.
Shit was squashed.
Except for Eric, except for Captain Cannon. People weren't really into Iron Man and Ant-Man and that until.
In 94, Marvel was
bankrupt, right?
Yeah, they filed for bankruptcy, so they sold off
Spider-Man, X-Men, Hulk.
Yeah, Fantastic Four, X-Men, and so that's why they Yeah, like what Mike said, that's why when
Marvel,
they did MCU, they had a lot of the B and C characters.
Do they own the comics too, or no? Just to be clear.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Marvel, do they own the comics too, or?
Yeah, they own. Them. Disney owns the comics. Yeah.
A few years ago, well, several years ago, not a few. The reason why they probably were selling things off is because people kept saying comics are dead. They weren't purchasing the comics, and they couldn't figure out how to catch up to the digital era.
Well, they sold everything in like '94, like in the mid to late '90s. But they were still
bleeding money.
Yeah,
but Sony. I mean, Sony got Spider-Man, Fox got X-Men, Universal got Hulk.
Yeah, and Marvel was like 1 foot in the grave. They were really 1 foot in the grave at that point. But yeah, I mean, comics are still struggling today.
I was gonna say so I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I keep saying it every week.
Me too.
But
Please Cat, Black Cat, Felicia Harden. That's my name.
So my perfect version of Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker and Garfield's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that's my perfect combination of Spider-Man. So like the fact that like hopefully, because that's the thing, if it's good, I don't think they're gonna be a star in the new movie. I think they're gonna be like they're gonna just be in there for a couple of scenes and then leave. So I think that's why they might.
It's just gonna be a cameo.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's gonna be a cameo, and that's why I think that they're denying it to keep it a surprise. I don't think they're gonna have a big role in the movie. I think it might just be Tobey right here, Garfield right here, and like that's it.
Wait, that's my fan-based theory.
But I'm just thinking that that's why they might be denying their involvement because it's not such a big role in it. So there might be like it's not a big deal. It's just a cameo. They're not gonna be in the whole hour and a half movie.
That makes sense. Also, before I ask you, Felice, I wanted to say that we already have Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, that's basically what they're doing is they're making this a live action Into the Spider-Verse. So do we need this? Do we need a live action Spider-Verse? Felice, what do you think about this whole thing?
Well, if you think of it that way, which is kind of what I was going to say when you came to me. Mm-hmm. Okay, look at the video games coming out, right? They're pushing out Miles Morales, right? Look at people's theories on stuff, and then the I don't know if it posted on Twitter first or Facebook, I don't give a fuck, but they were like, oh, why don't we just have Tobey Maguire? There was a joke about this recently. Well, and then this is how I feel like it's coming into, like they're like, oh, we'll get some fan views, so why don't we just have Tobey Maguire come in? Because in Spider-Verse, remember, they had all those people from different places. Even the girl looks like my favorite character. Well,
Spider-Gwen?
Yeah. Well, no. Her too, but no. Diva.
Okay. Yeah.
But the character in Spider-Verse, she's like that. She's inside of a machine. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, Mecha. She's in a Mecha robot.
The anime Spider-Man.
Yes. I love her. She's so cute. So I'm just like, it's not far-fetched that at this point, what people are doing that are in charge of making these movies or games are like taking fans into consideration, because I mean, how many times can we keep repeating the same fucking movies? So if there's content out there from people and we're giving it for free, on social media, then like, why not them take it? And yeah, should they be making like this happen? Maybe. I'll watch it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Answer your question. I'm sorry. I ramble.
No, it's fine. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like Into the Spider-Verse already happened, and I think Felice, you got a point that a lot of this is fan service. This is what they think the fans want, and maybe they do. What?
It's just it feels like
money.
that.
It's money.
Yeah, and I feel like this is the first time that I've seen Marvel chase the money instead of setting.
First time? Are you serious?
No, but like think about it. Like when they did the first Avengers, they didn't do that. They knew they would make money from it, but they did it because it was passion. There was passion behind this.
Yeah.
See, now,
the first was passion. The second, the third is money.
Yeah, as I'm saying, like now it seems like then like just like okay, this was hot. Let's do what's hot and let's just make money. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. It feels like it's too much.
That's why DC fails.
It feels like Spider-Man 3 was just like let's just throw a whole bunch of stuff here, And that's why I'm worried. Is that like it doesn't feel like a passion project anymore. It feels like this was cool right now, and let's make money off of it.
Yeah, I could agree with that, but I'll take it a step further. Like the Marvel has always made he's always taken risks. They've always taken risks.
Exactly.
You know, starring Robert Downey, giving Robert Downey Jr. a starring role,
That shit was a huge risk.
making an Iron Man. That's a big risk.
He was a recovering alcoholic at the time.
Yeah. He still his star power still
That
wasn't what it is now. Yeah, I mean it helped a lot. Yeah, it definitely helped a lot.
They've saved plenty of people.
You know, having 8 movies or 9 movies, whatever it is, all coming to one goal. You know, that Infinity War was like, what, 2 or 3 years in the making? Probably more than that. That's another risk. So they're always taking risks, and I think they probably just think they're doing another risk. But I agree, Freddie. I could see where this would be more of a cash grab.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Eric, you are deep in the comics. I am closer to Marvel comics than I am for DC comics because I grew up with them in my attic. My uncles and aunts, when they were children, they had comics. How do you feel, literally, like with the fact that although we love these movies because they're amazing, how far they are from the comics? Because when I first started watching the movies, even DC, but we won't talk about DC right now, I was like cringeworthy, like, what the fuck are they doing? I was like, oh no, that's not what he's supposed to do. Oh, why would he say that? But then like, at the point it got so popular, I just began to see it, and I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, they've made a lot of changes for the better and for the worse, but I think when it comes to MCU, they've made the changes for the better more. I've said this before, like, changes are okay as long as they're for the better. And the example I think I used the last time was in the comic books, Bucky is a teenager. Bucky's a teenager. Bucky is basically Robin. He was, you know, basically like a ripoff of Robin, or Robin's a ripoff of Bucky, depending on how you look at it.
But in the movies, they could have been like X-Men.
Yeah, but in the movies, they aged him to make him more the same age as Cap, and that they were friends rather than just Bucky was his protege. I love that. I thought that was great. You know, and you gotta have to do that, because to have like a 12-year-old running around in spandex is kind of weird. You know, so
yeah, we don't want to.
But even in the Batman movies, they always aged Robin. You know, Robin was like Chris O'Donnell was older than he is in the comics, because in the comics they're like 12, 13 years old. That's
I thought that was weird too. So Chris O'Donnell's parents die, right? And he's like, "Hey, Bruce Wayne's going to be your ward," and it's like, dude, he's 30 years old. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, no, man, I'm not going to school, man.
Yeah.
You're like, my dude, you finished college already.
Speaking of Robin, do you think we're ever going to see a Robin in a movie with like the whole spandex and everything?
No.
They're the Teen Titans thing again, because have you seen about that?
I was hoping JGL was going to be one for a while.
Wait, who's JGL?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh yeah, because of the Nolan, the Nolan movies, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think we will. I mean, either it's going to be in a Batman movie or it's going to be in a Teen Titans movie, but I don't know, maybe. Andre said that Miles or his father will be in this movie.
Yeah,
has to.
Yes.
So only time will tell.
All right. Okay, wait, one quick thing. Yeah. I'm over Childish Gambino being in the Spider-Man universe as the uncle to Miles Morales.
Yep.
So is he gonna be in the new movies? Like, how do you guys feel about that?
As that Prowler?
Yeah, because in Spider-Verse, the uncle is the Prowler, exactly. So like, is he gonna be a supervillain in the upcoming movie?
I don't know.
I hope so. I like him.
Literally, he's a multi-piece of chocolate. He can be whatever he wants to be.
I do. I like me some Childish Gambino too.
He was the shit in Solo too.
Well,
we all like him.
He was the best part of Solo.
Yeah, he was.
He was definitely the best part. All right. Now that we've talked about Solo, we have to move on.
Yes.
So this is my segment in my time. So I decided to talk about what I wanted to talk about, and what I want to talk about is this goddamn trailer, Fat Man. I wanted everyone to see this. I posted this on Facebook, and almost no one commented about it. So I want the panel to discuss it. I want to know what you think about it. It needed to be seen to be believed. And I want your thoughts. Will you watch it? And the most important question, why? Why? All right, Mike, I'm going with you first. Did you see the trailer?
Oh, I saw the trailer.
What did you think?
Loved it.
Oh, God, of course you did.
Loved it.
Of course you did.
Loved it.
It's your mic. Why wouldn't you like that?
And I'll come on, man. He's back. He is back.
I wouldn't go so far to say he's back.
This is the
back.
hey, who's back? Explain that.
Racist dude who doesn't like Jewish people.
The Road Warrior, man. Mel Gibson.
No.
Mel Gibson. Mel is back.
Listen, say what you will about Mel Gibson, but he knows about story structure.
Hey, South Park.
Yeah. So you enjoyed the trailer
I
and
think
you
it's
want to see
great.
this movie?
I think it's great, man. Why not? You know, we had Abraham Lincoln versus the freaking vampires.
Yeah, but that didn't do it.
That movie was great.
That's what I'm saying. Stupid trash movies that you're like, oh, this looks garbage, but I gotta watch it. This is one of those.
Because it's a train wreck. You have to watch it, right?
You can't take your eyes off of it.
There's people dying, but I need to watch this. It's so bad.
So I'm into that. Yeah.
Did anything in the trailer like make you? What was the selling point in the trailer to you?
So I think it's crazy that the kid is like the crime boss, right?
Yeah, that was so
and he straight up
stupid.
got some coal, and he was like, So he hires a hitman, and he's like, I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burnt to the ground. It's like 12.
Untouchables.
Yeah.
He's like 12.
I
want to know what the kid did. I want to know what that kid did.
What did Wally Woggins? What is Wally Woggins doing in this movie, man?
Dude, and how often do we talk about this dude? And
I know, because he was in a few. He was in two Tarantino movies. So I was like, what the hell? He needs the money that bad? Why is he in this movie?
Dude, this is gonna be a smash hit. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
No way, dude! It's not even. Man, even if the theaters were alive,
this is
it
coming
would probably
out.
go straight to VOD.
If there's a year for it to succeed, it's arrived. The year has come.
I was thinking that, like, 2020 is such a shit show. Of course, we need a Mel Gibson playing Santa Claus movie. That just fits perfectly with 2020.
Yeah.
Freddie, what did you think of this?
I thought it was a joke, like way longer than I think it should be. I'm waiting for the joke to happen. Like, okay, like, but it just never happened. And like, it's funny you bring up the kid because I thought that was a joke too. Like, he's like, and how he screams up in the screen, and like he's like, "I'm gonna get you." I'm like, okay, this is the joke, right? And then it's like, no, it's not a joke. This is a real movie, and like this kid is trying to kill Santa Claus. I love the fact it's something in that trailer with Mel Gibson's voice is how he talks. You're like, holy shit, like this is like a mature Santa Claus here.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that, but like I just kept waiting for like it to be like I didn't know what it was gonna be about because 1 minute is like a little light, like oh it's gonna be funny, it's gonna be like not too serious, and then the next minute is like the guns and there's like explosions and like this guy's really trying to kill Santa Claus, and like I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I'm not gonna try to catch COVID to watch this, but I'll watch it on Netflix. For sure.
Well, it seems like by the time COVID's over, we're not going to have any more theaters anyway, so you won't have to worry about it. Yeah, I agree. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, is it a comedy? Is it an action? Felice, what did you think of this trailer?
Frank?
Yes.
I thought this was Bad Santa meets Macaulay Culkin plus Die Hard.
It's funny. I did get Bad Santa vibes from it, though.
It's literally like a cash grab, also, but it's like I'll watch that shit. Even I don't want to give him money though, but I'll watch it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll watch it. That little shit, that kid. Like,
yeah,
that's what
I don't like him.
Yes.
Like I know he's supposed to be annoying, but he's like a little too annoying.
He's like cute though.
That's what draws me in. I want to know more about his little ass.
I want you to get more cold, kid. I want to know how much you can plan and what's your diabolical plans for the future. That's where I'm at. So Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson, he's literally a drunken, washed up person in real life and in the movie. And like, yeah, I see that. I see that being a thing. It's entertaining. I mean, everyone wants to see a shit show or a train wreck, like we previously said. And this is gonna be funny. Funny, like, haha, or funny, like, oh my gosh, I'm glad not him. I watch it though.
See, this is the comparing this to Monster Hunter. I feel like this one is taking it so
Different.
serious that it might actually be good. Like
Yes.
I feel like that's the thing. Like if you're gonna take it seriously, they go all the way serious.
Yeah, the other one
I
was
feel like
really serious.
Monster Hunter doesn't know. It's like it's on the fence of like how serious we should be. But this seems like nah, we'll be for real. It's like this is like some guys trying to kill Santa Claus, and it's like a real movie.
Like, who's trying to kill Santa though? Like,
Hey,
leave
he's
fucking
making a
Santa
list. He's
alone.
checking it twice. He might fuck you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he might do it nice.
No, one thing I didn't understand is they kept referring to him as a fat man, but he's not fucking fat. So is
No,
it
he's
supposed to
not.
be
He's
just
not.
like an ironic comment?
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking
And
yeah,
like-
Eric. Yeah,
What?
sorry, Biggie.
Hey,
It
I was
was-
gonna say,
what?
is this based off a comic book or something?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
No,
I think
no
it's
one wanna
based
talk
on the
about this shit.
twisted, alcoholic, bloated, anti-Semitic mind of Mel Gibson, probably for all we
Isn't
know.
that
We're gonna
crazy?
take on Bad
So
Santa.
he lost his light, you know, from being so anti-Semitic and drunk, and now he's playing fucking Saint Nick.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. That's the thing.
I mean,
is-
it's not
Crazy.
far fetched though.
no, he was
Crazy.
nominated for an Academy Award in 2016. It wasn't that long
For
ago.
what?
Yeah.
For
That
Hacksaw
father?
Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge. He directed
Okay.
a movie called Hacksaw Ridge.
I didn't watch that.
They wanted him to direct in Marvel or DCU. They
Oh
wanted
God,
to.
DCU. We don't need a Marvel. They're slumming it, so they
Hey,
need
the
all the help they
motherfucker
can
knows
get.
character development.
Yeah,
We don't need
yeah.
anti-Semites in Marvel, okay? Leave my brand alone.
No, he's made movies since. They've all been straight to VOD. He does one movie that gets nominated for a fucking Oscar, like everyone forgot what he did. And now
I didn't
he's
forget. Did you not see the Passion
well,
of Christ?
apparently
That shit
Hollywood.
scarred me.
A lot of people in Hollywood forgot because they gave him a fucking
Watch the
$100
Passion of
million
Christ. That shit
movie.
is crazy.
And now
Insane.
he's back doing what he does best and making movies
I mean,
straight to VOD.
I guess it's better than what Spacey, what's his name? Kevin
yeah,
Spacey
Kevin
did.
Spacey.
It's better than what Kevin Spacey did, so I guess it's okay.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far, but I mean,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
All right, I'm definitely gonna watch this movie, but I think the whole time I'm just gonna be like, what the fuck? Why? Yeah, we didn't even like really get into it. It's Mel Gibson playing a retired Santa.
Is he
where-
retired?
I think you're supposed to assume that he's not doing it anymore. Yeah.
Because he didn't want people to keep calling him fat, and he didn't want people keep telling him that he's supposed to get cookies and milk, and
Yeah.
it was
And
something, he said something like that.
Yeah. Some kid got a coal, and now he wants
Big old
revenge.
lump of
and
coal.
He hires a hitman to go after. I mean, it's fucking bonkers. It's like something Nicolas Cage would do. It's like
Yes.
straight up
Don't
bonkers.
say that about Nicolas.
That's why I got Nicolas Cage vibes. I was gonna say that too. It's like
Yeah,
it was
sorry,
like a
police.
Nicolas Cage
He's
movie.
the product of the rainbow. Don't say
He's
that.
he makes those kinds of movies now. For the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I get Mel Gibson's an asshole, but he's a good actor. It's my opinion.
He's an amazing actor,
He's a
And
good
like-
director.
but so is
Yeah, he's a
Kevin
good
Spacey.
director. He's a good director.
So let's go on.
All right, so that will be the end for me. But before I flip it off to Felice, I wanted to just mention that the Gamerish Live pod is going to be splitting up into two different pods. So right now we do entertainment and gaming news in one episode. But starting next week, we're going to separate and do a separate show with entertainment and another show with gaming. The gaming is still going to be on Thursdays. And I believe the entertainment one's going to, what did we agree on, Tuesdays?
Yeah, I think so.
Like
I think
every other
Tuesdays,
week?
and then yeah.
All right. So now I'm going to pass it off to Felice, and you tell us what you got.
Yeah, just let me minimize my thingamabob because I don't know how to do that. So I'm just gonna go over here. Yeah. So it's question of the week. That's not the right one I wanted to minimize. Yep. The question of the week for Gaming's podcast is why is toxic nature so interwoven in gaming culture? Can competition exist without it? What are some of your personal experiences with trolling people or being trolled? That's what the question specifically is. And I realized that not many people would want to answer such a question because it's very forward and it's like it would be exposing toxic people. And no one wants to do that. Everyone wants to be a saint on the internet, even though most of us are internet gangsters.
That's a good
But
way to put it.
it's the easiest way to say it. So, with that said, I figured instead of commenting on, well, repeating the comment that was made on it because it was an example of toxicity, I figured we can all answer this ourselves. So I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go last. I will ask Mike first. Both questions. Have you been toxic online, and have you been receiving that information? That interaction with someone that was toxic to you.
So I've definitely been toxic online, not in gaming.
Yeah.
I was really bad like with politics and Facebook for a long time. I had to actually just stop it completely because it was like taking over,
your life.
Yeah, and I was just becoming I wasn't happy with how I was treating people. Mm-hmm. With gaming, no, I really try helping people when I play games, and I like asking for help a lot.
What kind of games do you play?
So in Destiny would be my big example. So and just multiplayers is where I've seen toxicity the most. Multiplayer shooters, Call of Duties. So like in Destiny, if I use, and this goes for anybody, whenever you use like meta weapons and you're just kicking ass with it, you are going to get messages. Like I use Jotun, that's the toaster, the devil toaster, and if you use that in PvP, it's a one shot, one kill. People get dropped, and like you get messages about how trash you are and how garbage you are, left and right. And that happens a lot. And it's like why I don't like. I was telling Eric when we did Nick in the Hick, he played Cold War. And I was like, did you have your microphone? And he's like, no, I don't like listening to those people at all, And I was like, yeah, dude, it's all fun and games till a 9-year-old hops on and asks you how big your dad's dick is,
What?
Because that's what you get. You get kids. And I think that's the big problem with toxicity in games is now kids. There's so many kids out there. And man, sometimes they have like the foulest mouths, honestly. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's so toxic in gaming. I don't know. People get to be badasses on video games, so now they're badasses and talking to you too. I don't get it.
I think this is like more of a conversation. So I think we should maybe address it like that. I think the one reason I've been on both sides, I played a lot of Black Ops, Call of Duty growing up, and the lobbies of like your mom was this, you smell, you're a fat ass. I've dealt with both sides of it. And like, I think that it goes down to competition. Like when you're competitive, you like Michael Jordan. Have you seen The Last Dance? Michael Jordan is an asshole. He's a straight asshole. And like some people, I'm not saying, I think Michael Jordan is an asshole. Like there's no if or buts about it, but he needed that to be the best he could be. And I think there is a really fine line of crossing the line and being toxic. I think if you could talk shit and be like, yo, I just killed you, I own you. But when you cross the line talking about, how they look, their gender, or like the mom or dad, I think that's crossing the line. But like if I kill you one-on-one, I'm like, yeah, I'm better than you. That's not being toxic. That's just facts,
That's not what we're talking about.
No, but I'm saying the toxicity, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not toxic. Toxic is when, like, it becomes bullying. When you start bullying the other person and, like, when you start taking it farther from what the game is. So I think that a lot of it is maturity, and a lot of younger gamers don't know when to stop. And that's, if you notice, the toxicness is usually a certain age group. And after that age group, in my opinion, it stops. Like I've been in lobbies and like I don't experience it anymore. I remember when I was like 21, 22, I experienced it all the time because I was hanging out with those people, playing those lobbies, and I experienced it. But now, like the people I play with, the dads, moms, they have relationships and they have greater goals than gaming. So like everybody's just enjoying it. So like my opinion is when it becomes bullying is when it becomes toxic.
So I think the big difference now is that the reason why I would agree with you is that it's an age thing is because I don't play with randos anymore. I only play with people from groups, you know what I mean? Either groups on Facebook, different various groups for Stadia, different groups for, you know, these different podcasts and different groups in Discord. And I only play with people that, I mean, are that not, I don't really know them, but kind of like-minded in a way people, you know, generally around the same age group.
Felice, you was telling us that you was dealing with this. How did it happen? Was it random? Was it somebody you know?
Well, the reason I brought it up because I want you guys all to tell me your experiences, but I guess I'll go now instead of going last. It's my friends actually. They don't watch this podcast because they don't support me, so I won't even bother with them listening to this. But I play with my friends all the time on Overwatch, and often they will yell at me and tell me I'm doing everything wrong, and some of them will try to teach me how to play the game, even though I am in gaming. I've been in gaming since I was almost a zygote, and so for some reason it's me that doesn't know how to play the game, but apparently the other female knows how to play the game, and she can yell and scream her head off, but I can't say shit. I'll say something and it's like I'm the angry person, and that it might be a colorism issue, but we won't go into that because this is we don't have time for that. But yeah, it's hard for me with playing with them specifically. But beyond that, what I wanted to say on my turn was that I put up a few articles. I won't go into all of them, obviously, because we don't have time. But the Washington Post posted something last year, December 24th, about silencing the haters. That's what it's called in gaming. And they talked about women in gaming and literally how we are received in gaming community. And I'm not going to read the thing in general because they're talking about Counter-Strike, which I do not play, but I have. It stays updated. But the point is, literally, women in gaming, when we turn on a mic, it's already a war zone. And yeah, you can bank it off of being just kids, because I just pull up several other articles and they talk about kids will be kids, and that's in quotation marks also. But literally, they I don't know if whether they need an outlet or whatever, but they don't just get that way. They learn that way. Like I have a little cousin who plays video games and he's not that way online. So I feel like it could be the parents. I would say us. I'm not a parent, but I'm in the age of a parent. So it could be us that teaches those kids to be that way, or it could simply be like they're just little shits and they just need an outlet. But online in general, in terms of the hate, it's crazy and it's annoying, and I don't like it at all. I've gotten many death threats playing online. I can read you my fucking like messages because I have, of course, I'm a dork. I have the apps for Xbox, but the last few ones, which I don't know how I got paired up with them. One says moron. Another one says your people are the worst, because I have a Xbox. My character is a black girl riding on a unicorn because I'm queer, obviously. So it says your people are the worst. It says moron. It says you should die. Fuck you, bitch. It says like I can go on, but women, we receive them so much. That's why I posed the question, because I wanted to see what the guy's side of it, because most of our members happen to be men, but no one to respond to the question, because realistically, well, someone responded, which proved my point. But the point of it was literally like, you know, it's horrible. We need to fix this shit. And does it have to be toxic? It doesn't have to be. I have another community other than you guys that I'm with, and we're all women. And not saying that the men are the issue, but it's always men that happen to do it. But I don't know if it's like showing your huevos. I don't know. Is that what it is? You know, you have to show your pinka and you have to wear that shit around. But it's a fucking issue, and women, we don't like it, and we won't tolerate it. So I know I'm on a rant. I'm sorry. I'll stop. But that's what I mean. Literally, it's fucked up, and it's never women. And if it is, she's got a fucking reason.
Say it isn't Destiny.
¿Qué pasó?
I've
Sorry, I mean, what did you mean?
Trash and garbage.
I can't hear you.
From women.
Where are you?
You're low, Mike.
I can't even see you.
Can you hear me now?
Actually. Oh, there you are. Hi. What did you say?
I said in Destiny. I've been called garbage and trash by females in Destiny.
Were they really women though?
Yeah, I mean that's what their avatars. I mean, if somebody looked
You
at
can't
your
go by
avatar and saw
avatars.
a black,
I mean
that's
like
what
actual
you said.
speech.
That's what you said when that person said your people. You know what I mean? Like, so if I look at avatars and they're females, then I'm only to assume that they are females.
Did you know that statistically most female avatars are actually men? Because women try to hide that they're women.
I've definitely in Destiny been by all walks of life been called trash.
Yeah, I think
though, right?
I think E, I don't want to it's like interject more. E, if you want to give your opinion and then I'll say something afterwards.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think that the problem with it is it's anonymity. I think anonymity is a very strong thing.
Yeah.
And it's a powerful thing, and people abuse it like all the time. I think that internet trolls and gaming trolls are pretty much one and the same because they hide behind that screen or that controller. Me personally, I've never really experienced it because I try to stay away from it. I don't really play a lot of online multiplayer. Plus, like what Mike said, I just shut that shit off. I don't need to hear them, and they definitely don't need to hear me. So, but yeah, I mean, to Mike's point, like when they call you trash, though, do they get personal or to the point where they're like bullying you, or do they just say, "Oh, you suck"?
Well, I mean, they'll not personal, but definitely, you're trash or garbage. You only can kill me with that meta weapon. You know what I mean? It's only when I use meta weapons for whatever season. People fucking go all out on you.
Yeah.
And I'll run like Iron Banner. I'll run, just some PvP in Destiny, and like
just be
messages will get filled.
Wait, what? Really?
Okay. Oh yeah, filled. And I'm not saying that's not. It can't just be just men. I mean, my shit will get.
Have you gotten messages in other languages? Because I've been coded.
I'll tell you
messages.
What, Germans were.
I got some messages in Spanish. I mean, I'm pretty fluent in Spanish, but some words I didn't understand, so I had to decode them, and it was a really nasty message. But they're really personal. Like the messages aren't simply trash. They're like deep. Like
back on 360 days, I used to play a game called Lost Planet.
Oh, yo, I was gonna talk about that. It's a great
game.
And the Koreans and like Chinese or whoever they were, like I didn't know what they were saying, but it wasn't nice. You know what I mean? Like,
on the mic?
Oh yeah, like whatever they were telling me, it wasn't friendly, for sure.
Freddie, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say just to agree with. I mean, I understand where Felice's coming from. My wife, she's a hardcore Call of Duty player. She plays Warzone all the time. She kills. She's good. And the thing is like because she plays by herself, like she doesn't even like play with me. So when she plays by herself, she gets a lot of messages. Hey, bitch, what are you doing? You're not better than me. You suck. And like
or sexual messages.
Not sex. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She did tell me that, but like, I think that like men, it's a terrible thing, and I think this goes to immaturity. Is that like there's a certain age group they can't face the fact that a female is better than them. So when my wife kicks somebody's ass in Warzone, they're like, holy shit, I got my ass kicked by a female. And like, they're like, so one, I suck at this game. And two, she's better than me. And they can't take it. And like, that shows us the immaturity of somebody. So like, please, there is a sense of sexism in video games where like we do, I think not us. I think it's an age thing. I think it's a certain ego to men, and so for me personally, Felice,
40-something% women play video games.
No, and that's the thing. Like, I think as a video game as a culture is growing and being more accepted in popular culture. Before it was like a very nerdy thing. It was like you play Pac-Man, you're a nerd. You play Street Fighter, you're a nerd. Now it's becoming very popular where it's the cool thing. You play Warzone on Saturdays. Okay, that's like a normal. So like I think that's inviting a different it's inviting different groups into video games. And I think there's certain people who are not accepting of those different groups. And I'm not saying everybody is.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
So I'm saying like that, like I understand. Like my wife gets fucking hate mail all the time. I don't. But the other way around it though, when she asks for help on video games, she gets a lot more help than I do. When she's like, "Hey, can you come by 6?" They're like 20 people. I'm like, "Hey, can anybody help me?" They're like, "Nah, you good."
Do you know why?
So there's a back and forth to that.
Do you know why though?
Because they want to.
The flip side to the hate is we get the other thing too, which I didn't comment on. But the flip side to that is literally.
Unwanted attention.
Sorry, I just got a message. Sorry. The flip side to that is literally, okay, either we get hate or we get sexual advances, and everyone helps us because they want to fuck us. So,
which you could work at your advantage. Like. Because I would let everybody want to fuck me and take advantage of it. Then like nobody want to fuck me. So like it's like 50-50.
No, it's not. Listen, whether we walk down the street or if we play in a video game, we don't want that life.
I'm talking about video games. I'm not talking about being sexually assaulted on the street. I'm talking about.
I'm not saying assault. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I said. What I'm saying is that the advances, but it doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Hey, I just wanted to say one thing before we moved on. That unfortunately, I mean, I don't have numbers to support this theory, but unfortunately, it is an immaturity problem. But I don't think it's necessarily an age problem. I'm sure you get tons of people who are kids, but I think a lot of them are adults as well, just fucking immature adults. Yeah. People just don't know how to fucking act. They don't know how to act online or in person. So. Also, I wanted to add that, like Mike, I used to also, I wouldn't say troll, but I would start online fights until my wife told me to stop, and so I stopped.
Yep. Yeah, you get sucked into it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, with that said, I guess Mike, it's your turn to bat.
Let's go into video games, and I will try to see if I can move this along quickly since we're running a little bit. So I want to do something a little bit different, than what we normally do. And today happens to be the last day of Spanish Heritage Month. So what I wanted to do was just across the board, if we could give, props or some shout outs to some Hispanics in the business. And what I mean by the business is just a vague of our geekism, our geekdom, our fandom. Everything that we're into, everything that we talk about on this show, everything we talk about on our Facebook, on our Discord, just all the cool shit that we're into,
Yeah.
So starting it off, I've got two people in mind. One's a podcaster I've been listening to for a couple years, and he's actually been in the game for 15 years. And he is one of my he actually uses this term, and I wanted to tell you guys it's an X-Blot people.
X-Block?
It's X-Blot. But Danny Pena has been in the game for 15 years. A really cool story. He it's like when Xbox Original was out, he went to a convention and he just went up and asked for press pass, and they gave it to him. He wasn't in the press or anything. They just gave it to him. So he just went around starting asking developers and people questions and was recording it. And then just this year, him and Paris Lilly are talking to Phil Spencer. So, just from where that started from and where it's gone now, it's pretty cool. So that is Gamer Tag Radio. I've met some cool people that are actually in our Gamerish group that I've met from Gamer Tag Radio groups. So guys, check that out. Gamer Tag Radio podcast, Gamer Tag Radio on Discord. Cool stuff. My other person is with the Kind of Funny group, and I listen to basically all of their podcasts. And his name's Andy Cortez. So Andy Cortez also has really cool Twitch to watch. He's hilarious. Check the stuff out if you guys can. That's my recommendation, and I want to say thank you to those two gentlemen in particular for giving me awesome content to follow. So, Eric, you want to go next?
Sure. So I chose a comic book artist, and it's funny because when you asked us to come up with a name, that's the first one I thought of. His name is Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, and he mostly worked for DC Comics, but he had something to do in one of my favorite Batman stories, which is Batman Venom. I don't know if it's going to come in backwards, but this is basically the introduction to the drug Venom, which years later Bane would be addicted to. So he did the covers, but he also did the inks, and his inking was so powerful that it looks like his art. Like if you know anything about his art, it comes through. But also one of the things was in the 80s, DC had him do all the artist renditions of all the characters in a guidebook that they would then give to merchandisers. So if anyone in the 80s, and even now they still use these designs, if anyone made a T-shirt or a hat or a sticker or a magnet, anything like that, Garcia Lopez's art was on it. So, he probably, in fact, the shirt I'm wearing now kind of looks like his art. But if you got anything or saw anything with what looks like that, it was most likely him.
Okay.
So yeah, he's one of my favorite artists.
Very cool.
Very cool. Felice?
Sorry. Here. The person I had, which I told you about earlier, Miss May. I don't know. It's like questionable if she's Hispanic because like I know people are really weird about this, but yeah, she's most known for like playing Grand Theft Auto, and stuff like that. She literally is into like PC gaming, and I always see her somehow. She's popping up on my feed on Facebook. I don't know what I Googled, but she pops up a lot. Miss May. It says she's Filipino also, so, but whatever. I love her. She's very entertaining. She's beautiful, and also, like, she's really good at gaming. Like, really good. I sometimes see her play Call of Duty, which I think is interesting, because, like, she's always in the chat and people are commenting. She's even get like ruffled by some of the comments because some of the comments are very edgy. I'll say that. And they're not about gaming. So like I like her a lot. And there's another person that I love, which is pretty interesting. They're the only person that's listed in like top 10 gamers. If you follow things like that. Her name is Fernan Flu. Not Fernan Flu. It's Air Game Plays, and she plays a lot of stuff on YouTube. She has like a lot of followers, and she streams a lot. But the only thing about it is like it's very provocative, so it comes off as, I don't know how to say it, but I think she has a lot of followers because of how she looks. And I hate saying that. I hate saying that because I don't want to be that person. But she's good at gaming too, though. Like really, really good at gaming, actually. But I don't think anyone's watching the actual gaming. They're watching her. So.
Well, you are. If you
watch her play games.
Huh?
I said you are if you said that she's good at gaming.
She is good at gaming, but I'm looking at her too, so I don't know. She's beautiful. I'm objectifying her too. Okay, I'm done.
All right, well that's a good couple shout outs. Freddie Guzman.
Oh man. Okay.
Mad King Solo.
Mad King Solo. I have a few. I have three. I have a comic book character, which you can probably guess who it is. A content creator and a video game character. I'll go with Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I keep going back to him just because it's the first time that made me feel like maybe I could be a superhero. like somebody I could relate to. Like I'm Puerto Rican. There's not a lot of Puerto Rican influence out there in the world, you know? So like to have somebody who's like Spider-Man, who's half Puerto Rican, like that's fucking amazing. Like for like all of the Spanish people out there, us Puerto Ricans on a smaller island, who's a Commonwealth of America, like we are being represented and people love Spider-Man. And I'm Spider-Man, you know? Content creator, Angry Joe Show. I don't know if people watch him, but he reminds me a lot of Dre. He's so passionate about his feelings or anything. If he hates something, he'll fucking yell it to the top of the roof. If he loves something, he'll just pour so much love into it. And like he's also Puerto Rican. And like he just reminds me, he's like he just doesn't care what is the right thing to say or what's not the right thing to say. He's very emotional and very like this is how he feels, and I can respect that. And video game character is Gears of War 2, Dom. And he is a character that when I was playing Gears of War 2, spoilers alert, it's an old ass game. He dies. And that death scene affected me so much. They had the fucking music in the background. I don't know if you remember it, but it's like the what's that song that was so popular in Gears of War 2? Yes. Oh my god, with that
Mad World.
Mad World, yeah, exactly. With that thing,
that song's the shit. Every time I hear that song, I think of that.
Of Draco and that movie Draco and fucking Gears of War 2. It's just like he's like sacrificing himself to save the main hero. The shit's coming, and he's like he has to be brave, and he just like took it for his friend, for his team, and like that character always just pops in my head as a strong character, and I love that game because of him. So those are three kind of Spanish heritage people that influenced me in my life.
I honestly didn't think about the games. I just thought about actual people, but that is amazing. Legit. I love those picks. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
So guys, thanks for giving your props and your shout outs and your recommendations for the Spanish Heritage Month. Stinks that we didn't make a lot of it, but hey, we got it on the last day. So thank you everyone of Spanish Heritage in the community and in the industry, and thanks for everybody that's not. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you all.
Maybe next time we can do a Black Heritage one as well.
For sure.
And heritage for other cultures as well.
Hey, yeah. we do this every week, so we'll touch on everybody. Yep.
All right. So also moving forward, we have some news for Microsoft is in cahoots and has partnered up with GameStop. So I do want to keep this one kind of quick answers. Basically what the news was is that Microsoft isn't really with them, I don't know, with games. It's really going to be on the back end with giving them the Microsoft Office 365 stuff, which would be like them giving them tablets, more of the software, and kind of helping their business thrive in that way. But also you definitely know that they will have that pay, the Xbox One X and the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, those payment plans. You know that's going to be in effect for sure. With GameStop, you know they're going to hit that hard. But just real quick, I want to go around the board and see, do you guys see this being a big deal and affecting anything? And do you think it was a smart move? So yeah, Freddie, go ahead.
I was going to say, not because I know you want to go through this fast because of time, but two things. Are you guys concerned about maybe GameStop pushing Xbox more than PS5? And
I think they will.
Do you think that's... yeah, but Microsoft's shown that they don't care what platform you play on, as long as you're buying their games. That's why the Game Pass is such a big deal. And two, I was reading on it, and they kind of wanted to be similar to the Apple Store, where like people walked around with the Surface tablet and like this kind of just like walk around and just like enjoying the store itself. I think that's pretty cool. I'm into stocks, and GameStop's stocks are pretty bad, so hopefully this does something to the stocks so I can make some money. But I think this is good for Microsoft and good for GameStop. I don't think Microsoft is going to make GameStop push Xbox. I think this is just another revenue source for them. But that's just my opinion.
Eric, you have I agree with everything you say, Freddie. I think they might push it a little bit. I think GameStop might push Xbox sales a little bit. And you got to remember, yes, they want you to play on other platforms, but they also sell all that computer gear too. GameStop does sell all that stuff. Eric, do you have any opinions on any of this?
Well, before I tell you my opinions, Andre has been getting in on this, and first he quoted "Mad Mad World," the song, the Trisha Spears song, and the second thing he said, he's talking about this. He said that they're giving them a cut on all Xbox digital sales as well.
Ooh, okay.
Which I just Googled, and then there was an article about that. I don't know. Is this a way for GameStop to get one last, breath before it dies?
So. I think it's their last gulp before they just drown.
Also, Microsoft tried to get into the brick and mortar game, and I don't think they did very well with that. Am I wrong?
No, they've only got a couple stores left, and they're just for show, really.
Right. So it's almost like, two dying animals trying to give each other one life before the big ride to the farm upstate.
Do you think Microsoft's a dying animal?
No,
Microsoft is not dying at all.
The brick and mortar. I'm talking about the Microsoft brick and mortar, the Microsoft stores. The Microsoft stores.
Oh, they better not be dying. They just bought a $7.4 billion Bethesda.
No. I'm talking. Andre's mentioned this before. Andre said that when we worked at Sony, everything was separate. It was separate but equal.
Yep. Same as Microsoft.
And
Microsoft, everything.
If Microsoft might
closed their stores because they didn't want to have them in the mall. Well, because there used to be in the mall near my GameStop. One of the GameStop I worked at. I don't work. Obviously, they closed their stores because the whole purpose was it was on like a lease for like a short period of time. They didn't even have stores. They had like kiosks, and they were to introduce the Xbox. So the kiosks were there for a temporary short of time, and also they made sales, but mostly was like to show you what it could do. It wasn't there for sales.
But then, and that's what I'm saying. They may have the same business model in the sense that their stores might be a separate division than everything else. So that division, right? So that division might be dying. So that's what I'm saying. Is it a way?
I think you're right.
It's just ended. I don't think it's dying. I think it's just ended.
I think that he's talking about the stores of Microsoft, and I used to work across the street from a Microsoft store, and they were kind of dead. So I think what he's saying is that they're gonna like.
Someone who worked up there.
I think he's saying that, like the same thing. I'm over walking into the Sony store and being amazed of like going down to the basement, seeing all the games, seeing all the TVs. I think Microsoft is trying to capture the Apple stores.
That's what they were doing. That's what they were trying.
Apple stores are amazing. I don't like Apple, but when I go in there, I maybe want to buy an iPhone. But like I said, I think that's what Microsoft is trying to do is like get
that's
more.
What they were trying to do. I mean, it doesn't seem like that was working.
I think that they're still trying. I think that because of what I know from someone who actually works there, who I still have constant contact with, I think that it was only meant to be a temporary situation because they're like, let me show you this stuff. They're not dying breed. The stores aren't a dying breed. It was never meant to stay there. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I'm obviously a Sony pony. You know that.
Pony.
But what I'm saying is that from people who I know who still work at Microsoft, that source, they're not dying. They're just postponing. They only meant to have these kiosks in stores in specific spaces for a short time. This is planned out.
That's not what I heard, because I remember when they were opening up the Microsoft store, like Andre tried to get a job there. These were real like stores. They were like Freddie said, they were trying to compete with Apple. All right, because Mike was trying to make this a short segment, and it's not a short segment. So let me just
we're not getting short segments tonight, are we, guys?
No, sorry, it's partially my fault.
So, last but not least, Rockstar made a pretty decent buy, I think, in my opinion. So they bought basically the company and developers that did Crackdown 2, and more importantly, I would say, would be the Master Chief Collection. So now Rockstar has, and it's called Rockstar. I forget Rockstar Dingo. I gotta pull it up. I got time. So they made the Master Chief Collection. So what these guys do is they make remasters. But what Rockstar is known to do for like Red Dead Redemption and for like GTA 5 is they pull all of their developers and all of their companies to work on those projects. They pull everybody in to work on it. So two-part question here. Do you think that they got these guys so they could help with Red Dead Online, GTA 6, GTA Online, or do you think possibly we could be getting the remasters that we're always talking about Rockstar doing? And if so, what remasters would you guys like? Felice, I will start with you.
I think that they're just going to use them to work on the current games that we are assuming are coming out from next gen systems. You know, like how many times can you roll over GTA 5?
Yeah.
For instance, we already know it's happening. They said it's happening, or someone said it's happening. I don't know if it was us or them.
$70. $70 for the next
I'm not.
gen.
For what? GTA 5?
Yeah.
And GTA 6 is possibly in production, but no one's talking about it.
They're charging people for GTA 5 again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what we do. We do that for capitalism. So, yeah. That and the Red Dead that just came out. Well, not just came out. It's been a minute. That's being ported over. So they're going to work on making that look differently. Because have you seen the other ports? Not ports. The other remastered games that don't look like ports? They're probably trying to do that shit for the next systems because realistically, would you rather play a game again, pay for a game again that you already possibly paid for or possibly saw on the current gen systems, but on a new next gen system and it still look like ass? No.
Yeah.
So
I would like a Warriors, you know what I mean? If they were going to do something like that.
Oh my God, that game was so good.
Freddie, what do you think?
All right, so
what do you think they're doing and what would you like to see?
Obviously, it seems like this company they bought, its specialty is remastering. So if I had to hope for a remaster, two games pop in my head, and one of them is Bully. I think that's a game that we've been asking for, Bully 2, for the longest. So maybe if they remaster Bully, see what people, if that gets enough attention, maybe they'll see that people want a Bully 2. Bully was an awesome game, and like the story was good, and it took you somewhere that like you thought you was gonna be an asshole kid, and you're not an asshole kid. You're an asshole, but you're not that bully, you know. And this goes to a question of the week I was gonna do with what is one of your favorite soundtracks in the game, and this goes to Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
That's what stole my answer.
I knew he was gonna say.
That's one of my favorite games of all time. That soundtrack is amazing, and that fucking game has so much like ingrained in me that like I just love it. So if I could get a Vice City remastered, 4K, 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, I will fucking buy that 100 times. I love that game so much.
$60, $70, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I know your game was selected, but
don't worry, I'll say something else. So, reading up on this, so they're gonna be called Rockstar Dundee, because it's based in Dundee, Scotland. They said
I almost called it Dingo.
Bingo.
Australian Dundee.
Yeah, Dundee. Yeah. There's about 40 people who work on in the company. They said that they have development experience that includes Grand Theft Auto and Manhunt games.
Manhunt, yeah.
And the two guys who founded the company are going to still be on board as co-studio directors. I was going to say Vice City, but I'll take it back even further and say Grand Theft Auto 2. before they even did the 3D.
I played
the Grand Theft Autos.
I played the over to the top. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were what's a bird's eye view, and they had this system where if you like all the gangs were against each other. So if you helped one gang, you got in good graces with that one, but the other gang that they were rivals with, you get bad graces in that one. To the point where if you drove into a neighborhood that was owned by a gang who hated you, they shot like rockets at you as you were driving by. So to see a 3D version remastered of that would have been that'd be fucking awesome.
That's interesting, yeah. A 3D version of a 2D top down. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be great. All right, that's it for me.
Real quick though, what do you guys think of Manhunt VR edition?
Ooh, that'd be good.
Scary.
Yeah, that'd be very scary.
That'd be scary.
I just thought of that. Do you think that they're gonna push VR into the? Sorry, this is so a separate topic. But I was thinking about VR heading to PS5. They haven't really talked much about VR. Do you think they're gonna support it?
They are supporting it with PS4. I'm pretty sure PS4 is compatible, right? And then I remember hearing one rumor. That's something I definitely got to look into and get back with you. But I think they are doing a PS5 VR.
Do you guys have the PSVR?
No,
I do not.
No. Oh,
I have.
You do? Do you feel cheap? Like I feel like I haven't got my money's worth from it. How do you feel about that, Felice?
I used it twice.
Yeah, like what games have you played on it?
I don't.
What games have you played on it?
The free thing with the little bots that are on the home screen and PlayStation Home rather, and the iRobot because it reminded me of Will Robertson from Danger Will Robertson. It's not the movie's not called Danger Will Robertson.
Lost in Space.
Yes, thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
My other half. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by a message. I've played that, and the shooting game that came out when it first came out, which was beautiful, but I was killing like big spiders. I can't remember what it was, but I got like the games when it came out. Until Dawn. Until Dawn is VR. Scary as fuck. Huh?
Until Dawn is VR?
There is a version that's for VR. It's a carnival thing.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't know about that.
That shit's scary as fuck. It was free for PlayStation Plus, I think. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's my message.
I guess my thing is that how much was the VR when it first came out? Like $200?
No.
$300?
Yeah, just for that, but then you still had to buy the camera, you still had to get the headphones. I mean, you still had to get everything else, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
alone was
motion controllers.
Yeah, I used to sell the shit out of that. Oh, I'm such a good salesperson. But no, I had the original thing. I think it was like $500 probably.
I'll say $400 or $500 when it was all said and done.
Because the thing is, the bundle was like, I think it was like $400 or $500. I can't remember exactly, but it was the bundle, and then on top of that, you had to get the games because they came separately. One came in it already, but it was like the Until Dawn bundle didn't come out until like maybe 6 months later. So the first thing that you got for free was the Welcome Home thing. Well, not Welcome Home, but it was something like that. The PlayStation VR intro disc or something. But there was games on it, like Carnival, for instance.
Oh yeah. I'm over that.
Yeah, and
I'm just saying, like, do you feel like confident
I got cheated?
Yeah, that's how I feel. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you feel confident?
Which is why I sold that. It was one. I had two. Because I got one for free and I paid for one. I didn't know GameStop was giving this for free because as a manager, they give you free things at conference. Nice. So I got one for free, which I sold. I talked this person up really good, which is really not nice.
So on Making the Hick, I was telling Eric that my brother has one and I was playing Resident Evil 7. You wouldn't know anything about this, Freddie.
Yeah.
But I was playing Resident Evil 7.
I played it. I beat it.
That shit was scary.
It is scary, but Eric asked me, he's like, was it awesome? And I was like, dude, it was like being inside of a video game.
It was.
By video game, I mean, like, it looked like a video. The graphics.
That shit was scary, right?
Yeah, but they were horrible.
I tried it out with it because there's an update for that, right?
I told him, like, it would be like you would walk, you would see
and it feels like a video game.
That dude that was screaming was creepy as fuck.
What's scary is that you're always looking behind you because all that's open. Everything's open.
Yeah. So my question is, do you think that PS5 is gonna go so hard with the PSVR, or you think it's gonna be a second thought?
A second thought, I think.
Second thought.
Hey, what do you think?
Yeah, I think second thought. It sounds like they've already pretty much given up
Just
on
like
it,
the
haven't
PSP
they?
and the
Yeah.
PS Vita.
Yeah.
We gotta stop buying shit from Sony.
You know,
All right,
though,
so
we buy it, they try hard, and I don't know if you realize the UMD, the PSP, the PS Vita, headset, VR headset, everything they make, we still buy it though, but it's always failing.
Dead. And I don't understand why Sony doesn't get shit for that. Like everybody talks shit about Stadia, like being a dead, like Google just abandoned stuff, but PSP,
We're trying to
like
make
you said,
Stadia
PSVR,
Stadia's
UMDs, Sony's
Sketch
has
is
like shown no future with these devices, and they don't get shit for it. I don't understand that.
Hey, Andre said that VR will work on PS5 with PS4 cameras.
Yeah, I paid $500
shit.
for it.
So,
I better
that
fucking
means
work.
Don't sell it at GameStop?
Yeah, you'll save your $1. They'll give you $1 for it.
No. It'll be 10 cents.
Hey, you Sony pony, go sell it to GameStop. Give Microsoft that money.
I need you to stop.
All right, guys. So that does it for the gaming news. Please hit like and subscribe if you're watching this video. If you like this video, tell a friend about it. If you don't like it, keep that to yourself. And
No, comment actually. So
yeah, comment. You don't like it. Let us know. We can fix it.
So, Eric, you want to tell us where? Tell the viewers where to find us everywhere in the web world and close this out.
Yeah, well, everything, if you're watching this on YouTube, everything will be on the link in the description below, but Discord, Facebook, Instagram, Walt Gamerish Network. If you are listening to this on Spotify or any other podcast, go on YouTube and just like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz.
Yeah, it helps us a lot if you just hit that like button and subscribe. It helps us grow more content. It helps a lot. Just helping us helps you.
Even if you only watch the beginning of the video and the end of the video, you can still hear this. Follow us all, obviously. Follow us on Twitch. Watch us play video games, because I die a lot in those games. But it's still funny, though. So, please.
Yeah, I said, go on, friend.
No, I say, we're definitely going to try to make more video content for you guys. We're going to try to have a schedule of Twitch-wise, so you could expect us to be on at certain times of the day. I know I'm going to be on. I know Dre and Felice is going to have a little show going on. I know Big E and Captain's going to have their own thing. We're going to try to show up for you guys. Just hit that like and subscribe for us, and we'll be there for you guys. You'll be there for us, All
right. Well said. And with that said, that would do us for the Gamerish Live. And check us out next week. And see you then.
Later.